Let's talk about the balance real quick, okay? Because I think we really need to talk about this. Like upon reading this, I wasn't happy with it. To be completely honest, I was not happy with it. I was kind of expecting a couple of things, a couple very specific things, and they did not happen. And in some cases, the things that I was expecting, actually, the opposite was the case. So let's actually go over the changes here real quick. Not really anything super interesting here. Captain America, a little bit of reduction in health and shields. That's fine. I think he's gonna be fine, just fine. He's not the big super tanky hold block and not move kind of guy anyway. He's moving around a lot. So I don't think this is going to change his playstyle in any significant way. Doctor Strange, of course, got a damage decrease on the daggers, which I think is good. Yeah, it's not going to make a big difference, but I think he's a little strong right now. Interesting here with the Hulk, right? Increase in base movement speed. So the Hulk is going to be way faster. I don't know if this was needed. There was other characters that I was kind of hoping they would get a movement speed boost. Not so much Hulk, because he already has the jump and can cover large distances and, get up and down things really quickly. So I don't think he really needed that. And then he has the cooldown reduction on the indestructible guard too. And he has a decrease in the minimum charge time for the leap. So that means you can actually chain those leaps a lot faster now. It's interesting. I don't think it was needed, but I'm not necessarily against it here, right? Magneto, just more cost for the ultimate. That's fine. Penny Parker, see, like, we had the Penny Parker video. You guys know that. I think Penny Parker is strong enough. But when I talk about why I think Penny Parker maybe needs a nerf, people misunderstand me. I'm not saying, oh, she's so tanky, she does so much damage or whatever. She does a lot of damage with the mines, right? Also, if you step into a net that has a couple of robo spiders charged up and they go at you, they do a lot of damage too. So she's very strong in that regard. What I think is just, and I made that point in my video that people kind of decided to misunderstand. She just has a large kit, and that's not another PP joke. She has a large kit. She has more things she can do than I feel like other characters. It's just so many things, right? She has her infinite ammo primary attack. She has the stun web that you can shoot every like 3 or 4 seconds. She has the nest that gives her a big web, produces the robo spiders you can hide your mines in. You have those mines. Those mines do a lot of damage. Those mines also have a lot of range. You can throw them literally across the entire map. Standing in your web heals you. If you're full health, you're going to get bonus health. It's going to give you a movement speed boost. It's also going to slow down enemies. And then you still have the your web that you're shooting that kind of pulls you in, right? You can have that one as a gap closer. Makes her pretty fast. One of the fastest heroes in the game, actually, because that one's also on like a 4-second cooldown. So just constantly use this thing and use that as a gap closer. And then she has the ultimate too that puts webs everywhere and does a lot of damage and knocks people up. It's just so much stuff in her kit that she has. And that was my point originally when I said Penny Parker needs a nerf. She just has so much more stuff than other characters, right? And now she got a buff. The web clusters, that's her primary attack. She doesn't have to reload. It's infinite ammo, right? Infinite ammo, no reloads. Just hold the button down, and you just keep shooting. This one got a crit chance now. I don't think it needed that, but now she got the crit chance, and the movement speed penalty while firing is reduced. So now she can like run after you basically while shooting this stuff and crit too. And then she also got more health because she wasn't tanky enough apparently. Okay, I mean it is what it is, right? I've said my piece about Penny Parker. I think she's a little over the top, but it is what it is. Do we know when Ultron abilities will be shown? Probably in a couple of weeks, I would say, because he's coming out in like 1.5 months. So I think in a couple of weeks probably they're going to show the abilities. Maybe just a week before he comes out. Kind of like now, because we're just a week away from getting the new patch, and we've just officially received the abilities. The abilities are leaked, though. You can look up the Ultron abilities. They're leaked. They're just not officially confirmed yet. Ultron going to be Duelist or Strategist? Yeah, he's going to be a Strategist. Peni is too OP. See, this man gets it. Anyway, let's continue. The Thing got a little bit of a damage reduction on his damage reduction. So his damage reduction got reduced. Thor, of course, that's the really interesting one. Wolverine's very happy about that one. Increase the base health. So more tankiness and more speed. Also, I don't think Thor needed that because he has mobility. He has mobility. I don't think he needed the speed. I can tell you who needed the speed and didn't get it. Wolverine. Okay? Wolverine actually needed the speed and didn't get it. Instead, Wolverine got, and we will go over that in a second, some really confusing stuff. Anyway, Black Widow added a new effect where Black Widow can directly shoot after releasing the second kick of Edge Dancer and after using Electroplasma Explosion. Interesting. I'm not familiar enough with her. I mean, I've played her a couple times. I don't know how that would feel. Like, is there like a big gap between these abilities right now? Probably is. Hawkeye. I didn't think Hawkeye needed a nerf, but a buff. But here we go. Reduce the slow effect while charging the bow. So now he can just like walk after you and be faster while he's charging his bow. Increase both instances of damage on the hypersonic arrow. So more damage on that one. And then, of course, the Hunter's Sight, which was already one of the more interesting ultimates in the game. Cheaper now. And it makes you draw your bow even faster. Because it was like, it wasn't fast enough, right? Now we got to be faster. Hela. Increase cooldown time for Astral Flock. So less mobility for her. Increase spell field damage of Piercing Knight. Interesting. It's not going to make a huge difference, right? And then decrease the cooldown of Soul Drainer. You know, not going to make a huge difference, but, you know, we'll see how it goes. Human Torch. Looking forward to that one. So the Fire Cluster is faster now. Reduced attack interval for Fire Cluster from 0.6 to 0.5 seconds. And the launch timing of the primary attack projectile has been advanced. I don't know what that means exactly, but I think it's just he's going to fire faster and better and stronger and harder. Increase the cooldown for Flaming Meteor, so that one got a 3-second increase. But now when you go down, that's the dive skill. Flaming Meteor is the where you go down and hit the ground. You get some bonus health now. You know, I'll take it. I'll take it. Hawkeye was already a menace to society, absolutely. And here comes my favorite. Iron Man. Not strong enough. We got to make him stronger. We got the technology. Slightly reduce Iron Man's hitbox size. Yeah, because he was so easy to hit. But he's like doing the old wiggle maneuver while shooting rockets and beams. All right, he's doing the old wiggle maneuver up there, trying to hit him. And now he's even harder to hit. And then he gets 100 bonus health from activating Armor Overdrive. I mean, I don't know about that. Iron Fist, he gets less bonus health from his Harmony Recovery, and then lower fixed damage from this, whatever this attack is. But he gets more percentage damage out of it. And a cooldown reduction. Mr. Fantastic, interesting here. Okay, prepare for a rough season, boys. It's gonna be rough. I mean, you've already looked at the video, right? You've seen Emma Frost in action. Looks a little busted, to be honest. Looks a little busted. We might take a look at it. Mr. Fantastic, okay. He's getting his base health increased. Probably not bad. A little bit more damage on the stretch punch. Flexible elongation. New effect. Enemies within range now suffer a slow effect. Interesting. Probably not a bad idea, maybe. Although, I don't know if he needs a buff. I think he's in a good spot. I don't think he's OP. But I don't think he's like weak either. He's kind of in a good spot. Well, yeah, we'll see. And then less elasticity gained from certain things. And then new feature when Mr. Fantastic uses Brainiac Bounce. Brainiac Bounce is the ultimate, of course. Where he goes, ha! Ha ha! Ho! Right? And he's like, he's living his best life. He gains bonus health equal to that what you gain when you're in inflated state. So that's nice. I think that's going to help with survivability when you pull this thing out. Because honestly, if you use that ultimate in like, you know, a situation where people are not like preoccupied with something else and they can actually shoot at you, you're going to die pretty quickly. Moon Knight. Yeah, weird buffs here on Moon Knight. Didn't think he needed it, but projectile speed faster now, so it's going to be easier to hit people over range. 25 bonus health with each enemy hit up to 100. 3 seconds after the bonus health stops increasing, it will start to fall off. So that's pretty nice, I would say. So he's just getting 100 bonus health basically when he's hitting people. Not bad. The hook pull, that was something that I wanted. Definitely needed here. The hook pull is, you know, with the grapple skill, right? It's a little slow when you use it. It has like a little bit of like a wind up time. So reducing that is definitely a good idea. Because it felt like you could never use the skill to actually get out of a situation. Like you see, I don't know, like another Moon Knight putting the moon on you or something, right? Someone's casting an ultimate. You try to get out of the area. It's like it's too slow. You got to look for a place where you can grapple to. Yeah, I mean, you can grapple the floor, but if you want to pull yourself in like away from like an area, you need to grapple to a wall or to a ceiling point or something, right? A pillar, anything that allows you to just move out of the way, not just upwards. So like you already take time looking for a good spot to grapple to, and then takes a while until he like actually starts grappling. And oftentimes when you try to like, you know, maybe avoid getting hit by like an ultimate, you just can't make it out in time. It's just too slow. So I'm glad they fixed that. And then the ultimate now has like a 1 second longer duration and casting more talents. I don't know what that necessarily means. I don't know what the talents really do. Apparently that's going to be more damage maybe. I don't know. But there's going to be a pretty steep damage fall off now from the center to the edge of it. So while you're on the edge, you might actually not take that much damage. So it might take more skill now to actually try to hit people with the center of it to really get the damage. Scarlet Witch. So the chaos control percentage damage is removed. So in case you didn't know, that's the beam that she has, right? The normal left click beam. It did like a fixed amount of damage, but it also had like a percentage based portion. It was pretty small. Small percentage of your max health, but that would be added on top to kind of make up for, I think, you know, to allow her to do more damage to tanks that have more health. So that percentage based portion would scale up then and kind of, you know, make her do more damage to a tank. So that's gone, but the fixed damage is increased now. So she's gonna hit the squishies a lot harder now, I think. The Chthonian Burst got some buffs too. Mystic Projection, that's an interesting one. So 2 seconds longer cooldown on the Mystic Projection, and the phase state, so the time that you're like invisible, where you turn into the little ball, or like the you know, the ghost image of her and you fly around. That's reduced from 2 seconds to 1.5 seconds now. So yeah, a little bit less invincibility and movement. So she's gonna pop out sooner now. And then the slow effect on the ultimate, that's the I'm pretty sure that's the ultimate, right? Reality erasure. I didn't know this had a slow effect. I don't know, maybe I'm thinking of something else. Star-Lord, fucking Star-Lord. Reduce blaster damage. It's not much, right? Damage fall off and stuff like that. That's all right. I think that was needed because this thing was pretty strong. Winter Soldier, Bionic Hook, more cooldown, and then the crack and impact, less damage. Wolverine, our boy, so he gets more rage from Savage Claw, but then less rage from Berserk Claw strikes, and then also less from Feral Leap and from Vicious Rampage. However, rage gained from taking damage has been increased. So it's like up and down and up and down and up and down. A little more here, a little less there. Hard to really understand what that's going to do. And reduce the time an enemy is knocked down after impact from last stand from 1 second to 0.75. I don't know why that was needed. I don't think 1 second is very long, but okay, apparently. So here comes the first war crime. I'm waiting for Halloween season. Any update on that? That's like half a year out, so I don't think so. Yeah, here comes the first war crime. Adam Warlock, the first victim of injustice, I would say. Increase the cooldown for Soul Bond by 10 seconds. You already don't get to use it that much, and it's quite important, and oftentimes Soul Bond doesn't even protect people the way it says it should. So I feel like it's kind of bugged. And now it has a 10-second longer cooldown. I don't think this was needed. Warlock was OP. You are out of your mind. Karmic Revival restores 30% of a fallen ally's maximum health. I think that's good. That's going to be a buff to pretty much everyone. Everyone's going to have more health now, so that's good. But honestly, the Soul Bond, they did you dirty. They did you dirty. Warlock needs a heal buff. No, he doesn't. The heals are strong. I would say he needs another heal charge. Like, you could even reduce the healing strength of the heal by maybe 10% or so, but then give him another heal charge. That would help. But yeah, Cloak and Dagger, that's basically, I mean, after activating the ultimate where you go, you do your 4 lanes. You can't stack them anymore, but you can like put the 4 lanes around, you know, like around a point or a payload or something. After putting all the 4 lanes down, they're all gonna expire at the same time, right? Because like you just like put 1 lane down, another lane, another lane, another lane, and that's the way they disappear. You know, one disappears, the next one disappears, next one, and then the next one, and now they're all going to disappear at the same time. So it doesn't really do anything. It's not gonna change anything. Invisible Woman, shield nerfed. That's it. Here comes another war crime. Loki, my man, my boy Loki. Increase regeneration domain cooldown from 25 seconds to 30 seconds. So I said this many times. Every time I die on Loki, I look at my regeneration domain and it's 2 seconds away from being available. It's always 2 seconds away. That's why I always said if they could lower the cooldown by 2 seconds, maybe 3 seconds, Loki would be so much better. Because every time I die, I look at it and it's like 2 seconds out. It's like, it's so obvious that the cooldown is too long. I never get to use it when I need it. And now it's 5 seconds longer. Now I have to wait even longer. I don't think Loki deserved this. I don't think he deserved this. Because I'll tell you what, not only does it have one of the longest cooldowns in the games, but it's like the only healer that has like a heal that works like that, where you put down, you know, Tim the Tatman calls it a lamp, right? It puts down the rune, the thing that you put down, right? But this thing has health. You can kill this. So if you put this down when there's a lot of AoE damage, your healing is going to disappear instantly. And then it's going to go down on a 30-second cooldown without actually providing any heals. As long as you can kill them, they should never have a long cooldown like this, because you cannot rely on it. Other healers, when they put heals down or like have like any healing effect, you can't kill that. The healing is going to be the healing, right? Rocket hits me with a healing orb. That healing orb is going to just heal me as long as it stays near me, right? I can walk towards one of those healing orbs and it's going to heal me. And like Loki is like the only one that puts down heals. Something high damage hits the healing areas and then they just disappear instantly. I had this a couple times where I put them down and I didn't even see them. They got killed so fast, I didn't even see them. I didn't even see the green area on the ground. It's just like I click it and my heal goes on a cooldown. I never saw a heal. I never got any heals. It just died instantly. You want to put this on a 30-second cooldown? I think you're out of your mind. Dear Marvel Rivals devs, this is unacceptable. Absolutely not. You cannot let this go live. This is bullshit. If anything, reduce it by 5 seconds. Now we're talking. Or if you want it to be 30 seconds, which I think is a bad idea, at least take away the health from these domains so they can't be killed and you get the full duration out of them every time. Anyway, I said my piece. Mantis, reduce in health, and then the effects of Healing Flower and Allied Inspiration can be stacked up to a maximum of 16 seconds. That's interesting. I don't know how long the duration is now, but not 16 seconds. And then, of course, our boy Rocket. Never liked Rocket as a healer because he was just not a great healer. Everybody loves him, except me, because I know that he doesn't. I'm sorry. He doesn't provide. He doesn't provide. Everybody loves him because he's cute, but hey, when shit hits the fan, Rocket's not going to save your life. But now he might. Now he might. Because yes, his healing over time got nerfed, but now he has a one-time healing effect of 55 on these orbs, right? And from what it sounds like, you can just spam them, and every time you spam, you cast a new orb, it heals you for 55 instantly, which means you can actually just put out a couple orbs and really fill people up quickly, and then just let them linger and do like a little bit of healing over time. So the healing over time is still going to be there, but you're going to get so much more out of it now by just spamming. And a lot of rockets like to spam anyway, so I think it's going to be right up their alley. The cooldown reduction or cooldown extension on jetpack is I don't know, like I don't think it makes sense. 6 seconds to 10 seconds, that's quite a lot. And then also distance reduced, right? It's a double whammy basically. Longer cooldown and the distance reduced. I don't know, like one of them maybe. One of them. I don't think it needs two of them. And then the ultimate is going to be, I think, more interesting, better because it does more things. The damage boost, of course, is not going to be as substantial anymore, but 25% is still 25%. That's still a lot. And everyone that's linked is going to get some bonus health, and I think that's interesting, right? With the bonus health and the increased healing, Rocket is actually going to be able to provide a lot of support now that he wasn't able to provide before. And that's basically it. That's the buffs and the nerfs. There's, we could talk about the team up abilities, but they're not that interesting. I want to keep this focused on just the buffs and the nerfs. So yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think is good, what you think is bad, and let me know what you think is absolutely not acceptable at all. Like I told you mine, Loki, for me, that's a no-go. Don't touch my boy Loki, okay? That's, getting me all riled up. But yeah, let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.